question right at the end, referencing Sir Jim Ratcliffe in attendance, waiting for that deal to be ratified. He says he expects it to happen at some point in February. Is he auditioning in a way, Mike, to continue being the Manchester United manager? So often we see investors come into clubs or takeovers happen and new people are brought into the fold to manage the club, to run the club.
Well, he's in the boss seat, isn't he? You know, he's the manager, and that won't change until you know, either results don't improve or get worse. But I think together they need to understand now where they want to go forward and who they want to go forward with. I think that's going to be one of the major discussions over a period of time. But right now, you know, he is the manager of Manchester United, and he won't be thinking of anything other than that. Do your job. You know, put that best team out there, get your players back fit, create the right environment, and push on. That's the way forward.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the starting 11 today, and it's because of the raft of injuries they've had, Anthony, at Manchester United, Evans and Varane starting. I mean, it feels like something which should have happened about 12 years ago, before Varane went to Madrid and Evans was still at the club coming up through the youth system. And now here it is in 2024.
Yeah. I feel that Eric Ten Hag, he realizes that he needs that experience at the back, and he's gone to some the experience and the boys with the know-how to try and shore it up. Results have been indifferent, and that part of the pitch you need it to be solid. So he realizes that. He referenced then about them being a bit more aggressive in the 6-yard box, which I totally agree with. There could have been a couple more goals for Spurs if they'd had a little bit more luck, just because they weren't being aggressive. That needs to change moving forward. It's all about desire, and I think he'll be drumming that into the players that he needs. Whoever's playing centre half, that he needs that desire and commitment from them.
Mike, do you reckon it was ever, well, you might know yourself, it was ever planned for Varane and Evans to be the centre-back partnership for Manchester United a long time ago, before Varane went to Madrid?
No, I don't think that was ever in the equation. You know, I think Johnny Evans has come back to the club. You know, he initially started out as it was, you know, I'm joining to get fit, to train. Then he ends up with a contract, which he's probably deserved. And he has actually played a fair few games now. But there has been changes in that, you know, in that central area throughout the season. And even, you know, at the end of last season, you know, who's going to play with who. Then obviously injuries have messed that up a little bit. So I would have thought the manager will have his preferences. It's just whether he's got them all fit to pick the right ones that he wants to pair up. But obviously experience is one thing. But all in all, you know, when you see goals going in the back of the net and we hear managers talk, goals are given away by the team and sometimes by the individual. But I think when you're trying to create an atmosphere and a culture, you're all responsible, particularly at set pieces, to do your job. And I thought they were a little bit loose on that one. And that obviously needs polishing up. I know Ange mentioned, you know, that he's got a couple of coaches there that work on defensive corner of defensive set pieces, attacking set pieces. Man United have those as well. So, you know, it's that fine balance as to what the management is looking for, both attack and defence. And today, I thought certainly Tottenham had done their homework on that weak area for Man United defending, and they got punished for it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both of you have brought up the word fit, keeping players fit in the phrase, because I was looking at some of the injuries at various clubs. I mean, Tottenham and Manchester United have got a whole host of issues, or have had issues. You look at some of the other teams. I mean, Manchester City, Edison went off injured, Stones was injured, Haaland, De Bruyne has missed most of the season. Look at Newcastle. There's a lot of clubs with a hefty list of injuries, Anthony. I mean, you do wonder if there are too many games, given the amount of injuries being picked up.
It's the modern game, unfortunately. It's injuries are going to occur, suspensions are going to occur, and that's why you have the squads. That's why you have these big squads. Got to deal with it. Spurs have had to deal with it. Man U are having to deal with it now. Ultimately, like it's down to trying to keep your best players on the pitch, And if you do that, you're gonna have a good chance of finishing higher up the league. It's emphasis is probably a lot on the medical team. They're under pressure a lot, and so as a manager to get his players out there. Like, but it's a collective. It's a collective, and they have to. It's an in-house thing that they have to sort out themselves and make sure that they're getting the players out on the pitch.
Yeah, it's amazing that some teams who aren't even in Europe, like Tottenham, like Chelsea, have so many injuries as well. You would think that they have longer periods in between Premier League fixtures. Okay, final question here. I think a bit of news that came out today, and coming to you first, Mike. It's January, transfers. There's some players playing in the Saudi Pro League who are apparently not entirely happy there. Jordan Henderson is one, heavily linked to a move away. Another one that came up today was Karim Benzema. Can you see him turning up at Manchester United? That's the rumour mill today.
Not with the salaries that they're getting in Saudi Arabia, that's for sure. I don't think there's many clubs could take that one on.
We gather it would be on a loan. So if the loan was worked out, the details were ironed out with his parent club and United, where the wages could be shared. Do you think Benzema could have an impact?
Nothing surprised me with clubs in the Premier League going, doing their homework on players, and if there are deals to be done, certainly they will look at it. That is one area. If players are unsettled in Saudi, which some have actually said that they are, then where is the opportunity to play football? And it probably is at that level. Most of those players you've named there, they want to be back in the Premier League. So it will be interesting this next few weeks in the window.
As a Manchester United man, would you like to see Benzema there?
I think there's a lot of teams probably, if it's a fit Benzema and a Benzema that we've known in the past, seasons, then I think any club would take him, even at his age, that he's still got the ability. That'll never desert you, the ability to score goals. And if you're looking for goal scorers, he would be on your list. But then again, is there deals to be done? No one knows. Right now, it's purely speculation. And whether they're available, and can you get those types of deals done, because they don't come easy.
Can you imagine that, Anthony? A brilliant player like Karim Benzema, tail end of his career, just having 6 months in the Premier League, tearing it up. It reminds me of, remember when Henrik Larsson came to Manchester United? I don't know.
Yeah, that was actually what I was going to say. I was like, all of the Premier League would love to see a Benzema and a fit Benzema showcasing his talents, scoring goals, because he can definitely still do that. But it'll be down to whether, as I said, there's any deals to be done, and whether the player wants to come to the Premier League and play at a level, the highest level, which he has done. But he's not 25, 26 anymore. Like he's at the late stages of his career, and the Premier League, as you know, is the quickest and most demanding league in the world.